Oh, well, hello there. Welcome back to Cultural Anthropology. This is our last lecture. This is it. This is all she wrote. Uh, we're going to be talking today about uh, sort of the culmination of everything we've discussed throughout the semester. We're going to take it all and we're going to apply it onto one subject. I think today we're going to be talking about the pandemic because, you know, who doesn't want more pandemic talk? But I'm hoping that this conversation, well, it's more of a dictatorship. I'm dictating this because you're watching a video. But this discussion, this talk, is going to be about how do we study things in anthropology. In this case, the pandemic. How are we going to look using all of the different lenses that we have discussed throughout the semester, um, and take a look at how multidimensional this whole event has been, right? And it's really important to kind of take all of this in and look at it from all these different angles in the hopes of having a better understanding not only of the pandemic, but of human nature in general. Because there's a lot that we can learn from the events of the last year or so, um, and of history and how people react to difficulty and what happens to communities when they're faced with these big uh, existential crises. Anyway, um, so yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. Before we get there, though, um, we're going to briefly discuss just a few basic things before we get in. The final paper is coming up, needs to be turned in quickly. Um, if you have any issues, please reach out. Also, I think the uh, extra credit paper is also available as well. Um, so take a look at that. Definitely take a look at that. And then the final exam, right? The final exam is going to be, the dates are posted. The module is up. Um, you've got a few days to take it, right? I set it up so that you basically have like 4 or 5 days to take your time, get into a good position. You know, when you're comfortable, you're ready, you've studied, um, you're set to take that exam. So take it when you're ready to. That's why I give you so many days to do it. It's the same thing as it was during the midterm. 8 questions. One of those will be a short essay, at least 1 page or 250 words. Okay. Um, then there's going to be 7 short answer questions. For each of those questions, you need to write at least a paragraph. No one sentence knockoffs. That doesn't work for me. I'll deduct points from it. I want a full paragraph. I want you to actually tell me what it is. Now, there will be a couple of questions on there that are multidimensional. Use your best judgment on those, but yeah, more than just a single sentence for any answer, please. Um, yeah, homework. So, a number of you haven't turned in all of your homework. It's still available. You should be able to go back and click on that homework and still do it. I recommend that you do. If you miss four uh, four homework assignments, that equates to 1 grade point average, basically. Um, and that can drop you from an A to a B or a B to a C. Um, so I highly recommend that you, if you've missed anything, go back I don't deduct points for late homework. So take the time, and they're not hard. They're just reflection. Think about it. What did you learn? What do you like about it? So on and so forth. Um, yeah. Let's see what else for this week, and there is one last homework assignment. Okay. For this week's homework assignment, I want you to do a critical analysis of the class. One-page paper. What did you like? What did you not like? What kind of um, difficulties were there? Where there's some obvious things. We're doing this online, and online has its inherent difficulties because we're not face to face, and it's hard to communicate, and uh, you know those kinds of issues. So think about the class. Think about what you, uh, what did you enjoy? What did you not enjoy? Is there something that you think might work better? Um, I'm always open to critical analysis. My job is to help you guys learn something cool and interesting, like anthropology, which is really cool and interesting. So if I can do that in a better way, let me know. Um, so yeah, that's your homework assignment. Do a critical analysis. And then that's it. So yeah, homework. If you haven't done all of it, go do it. Um, you got the final exam, which the instructions are up, the study guide is up. It's the same thing as the midterm, so that should be easy enough to follow. Um, Again, 2 hours. You're gonna have 2 hours to take the exam, so plan accordingly. Um, the extra credit paper, which I thought is a really fun experiment. I mean, I think it's a cool process to do as far as like a real quick anthropological study. Really, it's about your observations. What can you see? That's up. That's worth 50 points. The research paper, get it turned in. It's now open to be turned in. So the quicker you do it, the better off you are. Or maybe that's the quicker you do it, the better off I am. I don't know. Yeah, so that's it. Uh, so I hope as this semester ends, and this could be one of our last interactions, I hope you really enjoyed the class. Um, I hope you learned a lot from it too, but I do hope that you enjoyed it. I think that um, if you can find something interesting and enjoyable to think about, to learn from, that it can help in the learning process. And what I really want you guys to kind of take away from um, this whole process, this whole class, is the ability to think about people in different ways. You know, to think about what's going on around you in different ways, in critical ways. If you're watching, a pundit on the news, ask what are they getting out of it? What are they telling you? Do a lot of critical analysis of the stuff that's going on around you. Question things, events that are taking place. Why does your family do this particular thing when it gets together or when it celebrates a holiday? Why do groups of people behave in certain ways? What's influencing, who's influencing who, right? So, and if you do that, I think you're going to find that there are going to be a lot of ways that you can benefit. Even in your personal, everyday, lives and actions and jobs. When you know the reason why people do the things that they do, it will help you figure out how to best serve the people that you're working with. So, I hope you get some of that. I hope that you find uh, maybe a little bit of empathy for folks that you might not have had before, in understanding the, the difficulties and what happens to people that are underserved or who have been subjugated or who have had all kinds of challenges put before them. And if we can understand that, we can understand ourselves a little bit better too. And our own implicit bias. You know, I think that's probably one of the most important things that I would hope that you would get out of this is understanding your own bias, where you're coming from, why you think the way that you do, and when you're looking at other cultures and you know wondering what's the best way of doing things. Take a look at yourself and say, is this the best way, or is this just the way that I know? So yeah. Anyway, again, thanks for attending this class. It's been a blast. Um, I've had some really interesting interactions with you guys. I've had a lot of fun. Um, your homework assignments have been fascinating to read. Uh, I'm really looking forward to your papers. I actually really like grading papers um, because I'm always learning from you guys. Because you go out and you pick up on some wild and crazy topics sometimes, and it's fun. It's interesting. I learn things, and I really appreciate that. Sometimes you guys go into a lot of detail and a lot of depth, and so I benefit from it. So I always like grading your papers because it's fascinating. So with that, um, we'll go ahead and jump into this final lecture, um, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks. We'll see you in a minute.